They won a Super Bowl. It's not that far ago. All right. Without further ado, we've had a great week so far out of the gate here and getting ready for the divisional round. I think this is the best week in football, NFL-wise. You're going to get the best games. Last week's games stunk. You want to hear something crazy? That Packers and Eagle game got 36 million people watching it. 36 million people watched that freaking football game this past weekend, which is insane great. Those are old school Super Bowl numbers. Okay. Without further ado, our good friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
All good, man. Jacked up?
I'm jacked up. I'm feeling good, man. I like this matchup. I know, it's funny, we talked about yesterday who we wanted to face least, and I think you saw real quick unfold why I preferred to play the Vikings in this next week game. But we got the Rams, and it should be a good one, Brent. Should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Last night, my takeaway again from the Rams and the way they played, did it change my opinion at all that the game could be closer on Sunday against the Eagles? The only way that game is closer, again, like I said, is if they stumble around like they did a little bit against the Packers and they keep them in it. Green Bay is not a team that's playing as good as the Rams are. Like Vic said today, you take that start and you take the last game of the year, they're 10-2. Okay, in that time frame.
Yeah.
Over that period. They're a well-coached football team. They've got a lot of young talent. And in the last month, they've played better. But again, that front five, that front seven, I just think they're going to be physically outmatched because
that's what I think, yeah.
They're a smaller group. So you know what they're going to have to do, Zander? They're going to have to move those guys around a lot, which means they're going to have to gamble in this game on Sunday if they're going to win.
Yeah, and I just don't see how. So I don't think they have the bodies in the room to even compete or match the size and physicality of the Eagles' offensive line. And it might be this game might be a very simple one. So Matthew Stafford is a guy you got to watch out for, obviously a great football player. But I don't know if they can keep up with what this Eagles team is going to be able to do to them, just because I don't think they got the dudes they need to slow down this running game. And I like their young defensive line. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, these are good players. These are really good players, but they're not suited specifically for the Eagles team and the Eagles offense. So styles make fights is a popular phrase in football. And I think this is a tough matchup for the Rams. And the other thing is, you love Sean McVay, and I'm a big fan too. And I'm a huge fan of Matthew Stafford. I love the way he plays the game. Did you see that one pass, by the way, last night where it grazed over the other guy, the corner cutting across his fingertips right into the tight end's hands? Just a beautiful throw. But I will say, Vic Fangio has been a guy that's had Sean McVay's number for a lot of years. This dates back 6 years when they first went up against each other. So I feel pretty good about the defense being able to slow that offense down. And then I think you just hand the ball off to Saquon, let him run. The one concern with that would be is, if the Lions win, let's just assume for a second they will. I don't know that they will. I think the Commanders are going to put up a better fight in that game than people think.
9.5 point favorites heading into that game.
Holy shit. Is that what the line is?
9.5.
That's a big line for a playoff game, man. A divisional round game. Forget a wild card game.
Well, the Eagles are favored by 6.
Yeah, which is pretty big as well. I just don't think they're going to be you wonder if the Eagles are, if you do go up against that Detroit team, maybe you can beat them with the same formula if your defense is able to hold them. But if you can't, that's probably a team you're going to have to throw against. And if you haven't done it in a couple of weeks coming in, I'm not saying they can't. They did it against Pittsburgh. I think they proved us wrong there where they hadn't passed it well at all. And then that game, it was an emphasis, and they did well. So, but I think you stick to your formula in this game versus the Rams, and you should be able to get out of there pretty easily.
I would say this, and again, and I agree, and I liked what Vic said today because he was asked a question about McVay. He says he's one of the top 3 play callers in the game. He has a great feel for the game, and what he does is he is not afraid to adjust on the fly. If he sees something, he'll immediately go away from it, and he'll go into things that are working. Do you know how many people try to put a square peg in a round hole when they're calling plays, no matter what it is? How many times did we see in that Packer game that LaFleur ran those plays inside with Josh Jacobs, and it's in the fourth quarter, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and you're like, why the fuck are you doing that? Killing the clock. You need to get points on the board, and you need to be in a hurry up. You saw a little bit of that with Kevin O'Connell last night as they meandered into that game where they needed time and plays to get on the board. You see coaches sometimes shit the bed like that. I think McVay doesn't. I think McVay, and again, okay, it's one thing to sit there and say that Vic has had, I mean, this guy has got a legendary career going. I mean, he's younger than Nick Serianni, and he's more accomplished than any coach in the NFC right now, and how well that they build that team. I think they got a couple things working in their favor here. Les Snead, Kevin Demoff, their front office, him, the way they draft. I like the way they select coordinators. I like the way they put coaches on their staff. Take a look at his coaching staff and look at the coaching tree and the people that have gone on to become head football coaches. And we're going to get a guy on at 5:30 that he was part of a coaching staff that had all those guys, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, and all those guys were in the building there with Jay Gruden when he was there in Washington. I mean, you love to see that. So they've got a great structure in how they're operating. But like you said, when you rip the script down and you look at it, there's no question the Eagles have the better roster. I want to bring this up to you.
Wait, I just want to say one thing about what you just said about McVay, because I think it's, I think you've been proven right already on this guy. I mean, look at how they came into that game last night. Many people criticized the Rams because they decided to rest week 18, and people were like, well, you could have went out and win and not had to face the Vikings. That's what people said, because they had the 14 wins, and they're like, you could have faced the Commanders, which would have been an easier matchup. And I think Sean McVay understood his team in that moment. I got a quarterback approaching 40 years old. We got Cooper Kupp, who's an older guy. They got some older guys in that room. There's a good mix of old and young on that Rams team. He knew his team, and he came out and destroyed the 14-win Vikings, made them look stupid. So I think that was a good credit to him, and it shows you how the playoffs are a different beast, and not everybody is built to succeed in the playoffs, and Sean McVay is clearly one of those guys. Now, with all that being said, I think he's going to get knocked out this week. But go ahead.
No. They really don't have, like I said, the horses. They really just don't. They don't have the horses.
Yeah, they don't. Eagles just signed Nicholas Morrow, by the way. You remember him from last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be your depth piece. But I thought what Vic said about Trotter today was interesting.
What did he say?
He said he's got a promising future, and that future might be right now.
Yeah. I mean, Jay Gruden coaching tree here. I mean, if you think about it here, Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell were on that coaching staff there with Jay. I mean,
I didn't think Kevin O'Connell was great last night.
No, he wasn't. I didn't think he was great last night. Because
I think he should have realized that Sam was susceptible. Sam was prone to.
They should have ran it more.
To breaking under the pressure and at least give him a chance to settle into the game. And I thought the way that he came into that game, throwing the ball deep downfield already, the minute Sam had a couple incompletions and he took a sack very early in the game and they had a 3-and-out, I said, this guy already is demoralized. If you come into that game and you're able to run or get a short slant or get TJ Hawkinson open at the flat or something, or do a wheel route with Justin Jefferson, do something to allow the quarter, like Sam Darnold. He turns into a pumpkin. He just did in week 18. Let him learn. Let him work into the game. Let him get his flow. And then you come out with a 3-and-out. And I'm like, dude, the confidence is shot. You could already see it on his face. Confidence is toast.
I didn't realize that Bobby Slowick was also on that Gruden staff. Let me put this out there to you too. I think this shows you, and this was how I opened my program out. It just shows you that here, quarterback doesn't play well, you're not winning. The only place that doesn't apply is Philly. Quarterback doesn't have to play exceptional. He just doesn't have to turn the ball over, make some good plays for you, be solid at the quarterback position. That's why I said this the other day. Jalen Hurts has more runway to be poor in a game than any other quarterback in the league. That's not a rip.
Right.
That's a testament to how the roster has been built. And quite frankly, John McMullen said something that's completely true about this roster. They didn't build this roster to look like this year. They're tolerating it. because they know that this is something that they learned a year ago. They kept fucking with the process last year instead of the results. The results are they're 15-3. They're winning games this way, and they're going to tolerate this right now. And if they win a Super Bowl, they may stay with this philosophy. And that may not mean a lot more targets next year for A.J. Brown. That may not mean that, because at the end of the day, I don't care if A.J.'s happy or not, or he's reading War and Peace. If it results in the style that the quarterback it best fits his style of winning, they're going to stick with it, Zander. They're going to be more emphasis on a high-profiled running back than a high-profiled wide receiver moving forward if they close this deal. I said it earlier this year. Saquon Barkley will change the narrative on how they attack games. They have. You can't tell me building a team with $150 million in passing offense, and it turns out to be one of the worst in the league, that they're happy with that. You know what they're happy with? The winning. So if it closes up and they close the shop and they win it, you think they're going to go to next year and throw the ball 50, 60 more times?
No.
Get the ball in the hand of AJ just to appease him? Fuck no.
No, but
There's
I think
going
they
to
might
be
draft
a massive difference in how they're going to approach winning games if they win the Super Bowl this year.
I agree. And I think they might draft a running back or sign a free agent.
Right on.
Yep, because you're not going to – look, you're not – as great as Saquon is, and I'm not saying this to take away Saquon, you do not want – I mean, you want him to last. And 2 years, like there's a reason that no 2,000 rusher has ever ran for 2,000 yards again, right? It's very hard to do. It's taxing on the body. So I think you look over at what Detroit's doing, and you probably think about doing that. And, you're not wrong. But the one thing I'll give Jalen credit for, because I think I don't know. I don't want to say I was hard on Jalen, but I just said he's the caboose on the team. The one thing I will give him credit for is he doesn't create negative plays like some of these other quarterbacks do. Some quarterbacks are like here, and then they go all the way down here. Yeah, but those are manageable in a sense of, I'm talking about a big turnover, a fumble, and I haven't seen him.
You're living with the sacks.
I'm living with the sacks a little bit more. I just mean
You're right.
Doesn't fluctuate super low like some of these other quarterbacks do. Like you watch Darnold last night, you're like, they had no chance to win that game with the way he was playing. I don't think Jalen ever puts you in that position. No. Now, on the flip side, he doesn't give you some of those crazy upside plays that you're seeing. At least not this year. I think he did in the past. They've kind of coached them out of him a little bit this year, but he doesn't cost us games, and I think that's a positive thing. And that's moving the goalpost, but it is a positive.
It is, Zander. In football, there's no such thing as moving the goalpost, because every year, every game, every week,
right,
the goalpost is changed with narratives on who's healthy, who's not. You don't think the goalpost has changed without Nakobe in there?
Right.
I mean, I heard everybody talking about how does it affect the defense? Well, how does it affect the special teams? You're talking about two units that get now affected, because now you've got to split time with Trotter and Burks. And those guys, dude, imagine if one of those guys goes down. Now you're talking about two units being injured.
Right.
That's talking about your main defense, and you're talking about special teams. Burks was the tone setter that set the tone in that ball game. That's how important he is on special teams. That was a huge play to start that football game. But again, here, I'll make this point on Tom Brady. I know a lot of people don't like his delivery. I don't really give a shit about his delivery. I care what he says. When that guy's talking the way he does, I'm not doing that play for 2 yards. I'm not doing that play for 1 yard. I'm learning to live another play. Get that out.
Right.
What's the ends? He plays the percentages, and that's what I like. The reason they're not throwing the ball down the field with the Eagles, why should the Eagles at 15-3 play high percentage turnover football like the Packers did? Remember when Love threw that pass down the field, I'm like, why are you fucking doing that? You're coming out of your skin, and what you're doing is you're panicking. When you throw the ball like that, didn't you feel that was a panic throw from Love when he threw that down the field and it was an
absolutely.
I thought that was a panic play from the play caller, and it was 5 yards over. Why would the Eagles do a play like that where they could have a high percentage turnover when they're running you over? The Eagles have come to the conclusion that don't put them in high turnover opportunities, which means throwing the ball across the middle of the field, which means doing any of that where there's a shot at turnovers when we can run you over, throw the slant, That's why the slant not being in the game was kind of an oddity a little bit, because that slants, you can't defend it. So that where you can maybe go back and forth. But I think the play caller and I think the head coach don't want to put the quarterback in a position where he can create a turnover in the passing game. And that's remedies working. You can't kill it as long as you're winning. You know, we're talking more about killing the method instead of the result.
Yeah, you're right. Can I say one thing to you, though? All right, because I'm conceding to you that I have shifted my goalpost on Jalen Hurts. I mean, before the year, I thought he was going to have a big passing year, obviously. It's very obvious that that is not the road they went. But will you concede one thing to me? Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll tell me to F off, Big Z. I'm not having it, all right? That's fine, too. But early in the year, I think the thought process, and to be fair, I agreed with you, was you can't win a Super Bowl this way without getting the passing game going. Do you now believe to some extent that this team could win a Super Bowl without ever getting that passing game much better than what you've seen so far this year?
Go fuck yourself. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but you just said this shit. You just said they might be able to go.
No, I don't believe that. However, it's going to be proven whether I'm right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because right now,
that is true.
On January 14th.
That is true.
Okay?
That was great. Go fuck yourself. All right. Well, listen, if they lose, I don't think they're going to, and definitely not this week. I mean, shit, if you want to talk about Detroit, that's going to be a different game, but I feel good. I don't know. Don't you feel like this is kind of a gift, Sills? You're in the playoffs. Like, you're going to have good games, right? Like, you don't play shitty teams in the playoffs in the NFL. I feel like this is a gift for a divisional round. You don't feel like that?
You frighten me when you talk like this now, because now I'm going to start thinking about Detroit. I'm going to start thinking about the next week. I'm going to start thinking about, dude, the worst thing you can ever have a coach do, or the worst thing you could be as a player, is start to do this. Start to believe the clippings. Start to believe Zander Krause. Start to believe everybody that how great you are, how wonderful it is. The Rams are a layup. That, to me, is the remedy on how you get upset in a ball game. Ask the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots, and how great everyone was talking about how they were going to knock the Shula undefeated Dolphins out of the realm, how they were going to make history. They got beat by a 10-6 Giants team that they murdered in the final week of the season. So, I mean, now everybody's going like this. You know, we had our way. Barkley, I heard you crowing like a fucking rooster this morning, going like this. Oh, Barkley had his most iconic game, and he was great. They blew it. I'm going like, man, I don't know, man.
Sean McVay's freaking
hate that talk, man.
And the other thing that people are posting around, and it's funny because I tweeted out in the moment when it happened, literally right after it happened on the TV, after that Week 18 game when the Lions beat the Vikings. You remember Dan Campbell said to Kevin O'Connell at the end of the game during the handshake, He said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I think Sean McVay was like, you ain't seeing shit in 2 weeks, big guy. And maybe he's got that bulletin board still up there and he wants to get to the game versus Dan Campbell. I'm not saying sleep on him. I just mean in the divisional round, you're going to play a good team. I mean, especially when you don't get the 1 seed. I mean, you're going to play a good team as the number 2 seed. And I think this is a favorable matchup. I really don't think I agree with everything you're saying. I think Stafford is amazing. I think Stafford's a Hall of Fame level player. I think Sean McVay is on a Hall of Fame trajectory easily at 38 or 39 years old. I think all that is fine and dandy. I think they're going to have a great game plan. I simply do not think big guys beat up little guys, Big Sil. Right. I mean, how many times did you hear that when you played football? I mean,
that's right.
I don't see it. I don't see the Rams being able to stop the running game. I think you can control the time of possession in this game, especially probably in that second half where you'll need 2 more. I like the Birds in this thing. I feel real good about it. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know, but I do feel good about it.
Can I tell you something that I want you to understand why I've always made that comment, big guys beat up little guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know the 2 shitty games that you guys – or the 2 shitty teams that you guys kept in games, the Jags and Carolina?
Yeah.
They're enormous teams. They are enormously big dudes.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Rams aren't. The Rams aren't.
No, the Rams are little dudes. They drafted
Rams
a
were
bunch of
little dudes. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that bodes very well for them in a playoff atmosphere. By the way, a dome team, LA nonetheless, in Philly, and then we might have rain, cold, wind. We're talking about 25 degrees in the windy rain in
I
Philadelphia.
hate dome teams. I hate dome.
With the link going wild. I mean, shit, I haven't even mentioned that part of this game. I'm just talking football. The human elements here are brutal for the Rams. They got out easy going to where did they play yesterday? At State Farm Stadium?
Yeah, they played in Glendale.
Yeah, which is ironic, coming off of a fire where there was a bunch of insurance issues, and they go to play State Farm Stadium.
Okay, hey, I want to read this on how exactly I said this. So, and I want to get your opinion on this. When it came to Nick Serianni today. And I tweeted this thing out about
I loved it. Are you talking about the AJ comment?
Yeah, hold on here.
I loved it. One of my favorite Nick comments yet.
Nick's an asshole. Hold on here.
Nick is our asshole, and he's the perfect asshole for the city of Philly.
He's a fucking asshole. Here you go.
I'm starting
the head coach
Serianni might be my favorite asshole of all time.
The Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni's cool with AJ reading a book on the sidelines during an NFL playoff game and not being focused on the game. I tweeted this. I think it's the most asinine thing I've ever heard a fucking head coach in the NFL ever say. You're okay with a guy reading a book on the sidelines for an NFL football playoff game.
He's been
not being engaged with his teammates and off reading some Sherlock Holmes book.
He's been doing it all year. You know it. I know it. Who cares? Okay. Just get the guy the ball. By the way, this guy is a freaking.
They didn't get him the ball.
I know, and that's why he's reading a damn book. Maybe if he was getting more targets, he'd have something to dance and celebrate about on the sideline. You know, and he's like, "All right, they don't."
Wait, they won. Wait a minute, they won. What's he bitching about reading the book? He's so not engaged that they won. Why wouldn't he be happy and engaged with his fellow teammates as they're
Why
winning?
didn't you like what Sirianni said? Because listen, let me just ask you.
I think you need
Dan Sileo?
I think you need to be hyper focused in moments like this, and you need to be, hey, just because I don't have my way, my way in my paddle and shovel in my sandbox, I'm going to go over to my sandbox and I'm going to sit in my sandbox because they're not doing it playing. I'm going to
tell you something,
and I'm going to go over here because that's because B.
What is Sileo?
He's a fucking baby.
Who is Dan Sileo? He's an Italian asshole. That's what he is. What is Nick Sirianni? The same thing. He's an Italian asshole. He says shit that you're just like, what the fuck? But he's working. He's winning. He's got these guys playing for him. And how much more can I complain about the guy? He's got a great roster. Yes. Is he my favorite coach in the world? No. Is he our Italian asshole right now who's trying to lead us to a Super Bowl? Yes, he is.
But I'm going to take mine over here, and I'm going to go because I don't like the way you're playing. And we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go to my swing set, and I'm going to go to my jungle gym, and I'm going to go play over here. Holy fuck, is this guy a baby? Holy shit, man. They're not winning the way he wants, so he's going to go read a book. Okay, if you're cool with hey, man, don't lose. You know, top rope. Now I'm going to come off the Cactus Jack.
You're skydiving.
I'm going to come off the top. I'm going to look like Cactus Jack, jumping off the top of the arena and coming down on you, man, if you lose.
You're skydiving. You're doing a suplex off the Eiffel Tower.
Unbelievable. Boy, by the way, you talk about keeping notes. Holy shit here, man. Hey, the loss of Dean, all kidding aside here now, man. By the way, we're going to read all your super chats, I promise, even you dumbass Reyes. Tell me, again, Zander, the loss in your opinion for the Kobe Dean.
It's big. It's definitely big. I think he's brought a really good level of physicality, especially for his size at the linebacker position. You know, Zach Baughn's a really versatile guy, and he's physical too. I'm not saying he's not, but I do think Kobe Dean at times this year has been that guy that's willing to come downhill and thump a motherfucker. and he's done that several times. And I think you're going to miss that. I think you're going to miss his coverage ability. Not that he was overall great, but it's going to take a step back. And, it doesn't worry me too much with the Rams because they're not the greatest running team in the world.
They got a good back.
Their tight end, they got a good back. I like the back, but I mean, as a team, as an offense,
he's not special.
Right. He's not special. And who's the tight end? Sorry, I'm blanking on the name right now, but the guy who got hurt last night, I just had a brain fart on his name. I just had it.
By the way,
Tyler Higbee. Sorry.
You know what, too? Did you see what the latest on Puka Nacua? Because I saw him limp out of there.
Yeah, I didn't see the update on him, but Higbee, I don't know if he's going to play. Now, he might not play. So if you don't have him and you don't have this great versatile run game or elite run game, as you pointed out, I don't think it's something that could cost us in this game. I think you're going to have to make some adjustments. I'm curious if Vic Fangio maybe goes to more five-man fronts, maybe goes to a little bit more dime and passing downs. I'm not sure. I think there's things that Vic will probably do and mix up in this game to make up for the loss. Overall, I feel okay about it because of Vic, right? I think Vic has proven to me this year that he's going to take something and make the most out of it. And it's an unfortunate loss. I more feel for the player here, man. I hate that. Guy really emerges as a third-round player. Probably was potentially going to get an extension this offseason to get it out early, before the final year. No, I guess that was his second year. Was that his third year?
I think he's in his third year.
This is third year, right? Yeah, because he didn't play the first year. He only played 40 snaps or whatever last year.
This is his third year.
I was really looking forward to, I think he's a good dude. Not that matters for playing football, but I like good stories and good people. And it sucks because it's a tough injury. I listened to a doctor's clip and he's like, if you're an Eagle fan and you don't want to hear bad news, then don't listen to my video. And basically said, this is a bad injury. This has changed players' careers, this injury.
Absolutely.
Plus, he listed off a couple of the guys. So
it's not tendon. It's also nerve issues.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in there, man. It's going to be a big road to recovery for him. So, but on the football field, it's a tough loss, man. No doubt about it. Where I really think it bites us is not bites us, but becomes a big factor is Detroit. I mean, if you're going to play Detroit, you're going to have Ben Johnson, you're going to have Sam Laporta, and you're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, those are three guys.
You might have also the other guy, Montgomery. They're talking about activating.
Yeah, but Montgomery's not the guy in the – well, he does catch the ball, too, out of the backfield. But Jahmyr's the guy. Dude, if you get Jahmyr Gibbs lined up one-on-one with Oren Burks, it's a touchdown. I mean, come on, be real. It's a touchdown. That dude is fast, elusive. He runs routes like a wide receiver. He's got crazy speed. That is where I don't like the matchup. And they got the offensive coordinator, by the way, to scheme up the right place for it. So I think McVay is a little bit more limited unless he can get somehow Nacua or Cup, and I don't really see that. So I feel all right about it this week, but it could cost us next week.
Here's what I heard you talking about this. What are some of the things that Vic can do? Well, it's simple. Where do you have the most depth? You have the most depth in D-line. So that's where you're going to manipulate and move around more. You're not going to move around them linebackers, dude, because you don't have the skill set back there yet. Right. Plus you have to be cognizant of special teams here. Dude, the problem that the NFL has, I think there should be expanded rosters, especially during the playoffs. I would like that, especially if you're going to go to an 18-game season, that you would need a little more roster. And by the way, people keep asking me, what do you make of Nicholas Morrow being signed? I think it's a great sign. You know why? You're not going to get a streetwalker today to walk off the street and understand schematics and understand what their philosophy is unless you've been in that scheme before. Why did they bring Nicholas Morrow back? Well, he played in that scheme last year, and he understands the techniques, and he understands what's being asked of him. Now, is he going to be some impact player? If anything, he's going to be an impact player on special teams. That's where they need the help right now because they're limited and they're light at the linebacker position because of Van Helsing being out and also now Nakobe Dean being out. So, they need bodies in there right now for them to be able to be good. So, I don't mind the sign. I think it's actually a good sign because he knows the organization and he knows what's expected of him and he knows the scheme. So we're good. Look, Trotter, I think Trotter's got a future. I don't know when that future is. Could it be now? Possibly. He's going to have to play. That's for damn sure. And he's going to have to get some reps in there. Yeah, by the way, if I'm Stafford, as soon as I see him, going right at him. I'm going right after the guys who have the limited knowledge. If I see Murrow in there, going right at him. If I see anybody out there, every time I see Isaiah, hey, what did Stafford do when Slay went down? Went right at Isaiah Rodgers, did he not? That guy's going to identify.
Yeah, Stafford's the one guy who will. Yep, he's a veteran in that sense, so he will know where to go with the football. There's no doubt about that. No doubt.
Let me bring up Stafford now before we read our super chats here. Are you concerned about Stafford entering this game?
I'm not concerned about it. I mean, I think he's obviously a tremendous.
He can beat you, dude.
Huh?
He can beat you.
I know he can beat me. I'm not saying he can't beat us. No way am I saying that. But
that team can't. He can.
I'm just going back to that game. So you think Matthew Stafford, let me give you a scenario. Matthew Stafford throws for 250 and 2 touchdowns, and Puka Nacua has over 100 yards receiving. Did the Rams win the game?
No. He has to throw for over 340 yards. And he has to be exceptional. Like I said, he has to overachieve in this game and have one of his best games for them to win. If he has a 200 see, again, this comes back down to my opening comment about Hurts. Hurts can throw for 150 yards, 140 yards, and he can go for 35 yards rushing. And they could blow them out doing that. You could never have that with Matthew Stafford. If Matthew Stafford ever threw the ball for 150 yards, 140 yards, they're going to get crushed by 30. Jalen is the only quarterback that is afforded. And by the way, if you take that as a rip, that's a you thing. That is one of the greatest latitudes of being. And by the way, do I think he fails a lot? No, because he's not turning it over and they're winning. That's not what this is. He has been afforded more latitude and more runway to have mistakes in games and win ball games comfortably than any other quarterback I have ever seen. I've never seen Darnold last night. It was so apparent how bad he was. Dude, he dragged that whole team down with him.
Dude,
he dragged the whole fucking unit.
Dude, how much of a pumpkin was he last night?
Oh, dude, get this. He must have, in the last 2, I think the Lions beat the tar out of him. You know how last year the Niners beat the tar out of the Eagles?
Yeah.
And it ended
credit to John. John said that right away.
Hey, the Eagles season ended when the Niners beat them up like that. Okay?
Yeah,
the Eagles last year. It ended their season. I think Detroit ended Minnesota's season 2 weeks ago when they beat the shit out of them up there at Ford Field. Because I'll tell you, Zander, he must have cost himself $20 million last night.
I think more than that, dude.
I mean,
how much you think he's going to get per year?
I don't know. I don't want him.
Because let's say he won a playoff game. I think he was probably going to get 45, 50.
Yep.
Now I'm sure. I don't know if he's getting 30.
Because you know why? Here's the thing you pay for. You pay for your thinking this guy can deliver. Well, I watched the last 2 weeks. I watched a playoff-type game against the Lions. And then I watched a playoff game. Right. And those 8 quarters erased an entire 6-month season. Dude. That was really, in my opinion, one of the worst things you could possibly have seen.
That guy's having a tough start to 2025, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Guess what? His agent now is hiding and not taking phone calls. Right
2 games, 60 minutes of football, or 120 minutes of football.
Ruined it.
And fucked himself up, man.
Dude, doesn't it make it easier to go to J.J. McCarthy now?
Oh, they're going to go to J.J. McCarthy now. Yeah. They're not sticking with that. No, you don't go 14-3 and get bounced in round 1 and then stick with them. I think they're going to.
Let's go to the Super, Zander.
Let's do it. Fly Eagle says, Sills and Zander wanted Darnold as our QB 2 weeks ago. No, we did not.
No, we did not. We said that Sam Darnold had a great season.
Yeah,
and he had a great – dude, he won 14 ball games, put himself in a position for his team to get home field. What did Zander and I both say? Let's see what he does in the playoffs. I want to know.
Sometimes you just tip your cap too. Like a guy plays good. It's not. Why is that a bad thing to say he played good?
Because you know why everyone gets butthurt because they always want to protect their shining armor.
Yeah, but why? That's not bad. I'm not bashing anything about the Eagles. I'm just saying another player in the NFL played good this year. What the fuck? Here we go. Harv checked in. Harv says, let's not forget that the sustained success early with Reed was having Jim Johnson as defensive coordinator the whole time.
Well, Harv, What's going on now in Kansas City? He's got a Jim Johnson now in Kansas City.
And did we just get ours? How many years do you think Vic Fangio could coach? I don't think he has any interest in going to be a head coach.
I mean, Harv, here's the Andy. Harv, do you not agree? Andy Reid has the same formula in Kansas City that he had in Philly. Here, no wideouts, tight end centric, run the ball and play defense. Has that changed? And innovative play calling. Has that changed at all in Kansas City? You know the only thing that changed in Kansas City? Mahomes is better than McNabb. And by the way, sorry, Philly fans, but Steve Spagnuolo is better than Jim Johnson.
Steve Spagnuolo has been great for them, man, no doubt.
4 Super Bowl wins.
Yeah. Rick Liebert, what's up, Rick? An above-average pure pocket passer would have this offense humming. So frustrating.
I'll tell you what, Zander, and I said this. If you had an offense passing game in the top 15, you'd be undefeated.
Yeah, but my only issue with this is I watched
undefeated. Do you not think you'd be undefeated?
With what? What'd you say? With what?
Top 15 passing game in the middle of the pack, 32 teams, instead of down there at 30. You'd be undefeated.
Would that take away from our running game?
Who cares if you're going to be more balanced? That what Barkley's doing is not sustainable for the next 3 years. You need a passing game in a passing league. And by the way, this is how you, like John said this morning, he's right. They built the team that way. So do you want to really rip it up and get rid of AJ and get rid of Devontae and go to a power running team?
I don't know, man. It sounds all
fun. What's the point of having those guys on the team if you're not going to go to them and have one guy with one catch?
Look,
be happy with that.
It sounds all fine and dandy, but there's always more stuff that comes with it than that. All right. Let's look here real quick at the top 10 passers in the NFL this year. Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Lamar, Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, and Brock Purdy.
Those guys don't have rosters that have been built.
No, my point is that I'm just saying that it's not a perfect way to look at it because Joe Burrow didn't make the playoffs. He led the league.
You'd rather have the roster than the elite quarterback.
I think the elite quarterback without the roster is proving that to be not enough.
Like Buffalo.
Like the Bengals.
Okay, well,
I could make an argument that Joe Burrow is the best pure quarterback in the NFL this year.
Okay.
Best passing quarterback.
So you're okay with the quarterback being good, not exceptional.
He's got to be better, though. I'm not letting him off the hook. I want him to be better. I want him to seize more opportunities. I want him to.
I gave you his run in the playoffs so far, except for the Super Bowl, which was excellent.
Yeah, which is excellent. Yeah.
Okay, but the rest of those, he averages 135 yards a game. You're okay with that? For the wait. Having a great roster, though, like the Eagles do. Dude, you got a great team. You got a great team.
Sills, are we trapped in terms of in our mind?
Dude, I'd like to be trapped at 15-3.
I'm not talking about the Eagles. I'm talking about in our mind, we want this thing to look a certain way. We have this vision of if we had Burrow, we would.
But the Eagles want it to look a certain way. Look how they spent the money.
Yeah, but you just said on this segment, a couple seconds ago, that this whole thing might change their entire philosophy about football.
Oh, no question. Okay, they may pivot off of a dude. What's the point of having AJ and spending all that money when you don't have to?
I think
you're 30th in passing.
There's no doubt that they wanted it to be different than it's been. There's no doubt about that. But are they also looking and saying,
okay,
we're the favorites by 7 points to go back to the NFC title?
Is this a Super Bowl window team the way it approached this season? Do you think you can do this for the next 3 years when everyone knows the running backs lose their tread quick?
You got to keep the running back.
Okay, but
that's why I said you better draft a running back.
And get this, you better draft a lot of old linemen.
Well, come on.
Though the key to the team is the O-line.
I know, but we've been so good at that for 12 years. What all of a sudden not going to be good?
No. Give it.
My point, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm confident that they're going to be able to do that. Having a consistently great running back is not something we've done. Having a consistently great line is something.
Let me tell you something, Zander. If you win the Super Bowl with this way of winning, there's no point in having AJ on the team. What's the point?
It's hard for me to argue with them because they don't use them enough. But come on, man.
But they're 15-3.
You're just making these scenarios that I have to choose. You're making.
Wait,
you are forcing me off the fence. You said, young grasshopper, get off the fence.
They're 15-3. What the fuck do you want? I mean, you're talking about. You said that you could win a Super Bowl.
I'm not going to trade an AJ Brown. I don't give a shit.
Hey, Bryce, you're telling me we can win a Super Bowl with this way? What's the point of having a guy on the sideline reading?
I'm not getting rid of AJ
book.
Brown.
Reading a book. This guy's reading War and Peace on the sidelines, and he had one catch, and you guys beat a team by 11 points. I mean, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I spending that money?
Yale says, walk the planks. I know, Yale. It's gruesome up here, man. It's gruesome in these streets. Sileo, Rick, thanks for the super chat, man. We had a great discussion because of it. Thank you, brother. Harv checks in again. Harv, thank you for the support. Let that big boy offensive line bully the Rams front. The first game earlier, the Eagles O-line was pancaking Rams defenders repeatedly. Yeah, Jordan Mailata also got pancaked in that game. You guys remember that one?
No, I heard.
Yeah, John doesn't want me to acknowledge one play. I never said he got destroyed in the game. I said he got destroyed on one play. Okay, that's what happened.
Everybody's been put on their bonnet, dude. It's all good.
I know, but Jordan Mailata, all-pro guy with a rookie.
It's kind of weird seeing a 6'8" guy get put on.
Yeah, you don't see it much from him.
Yeah.
Big fish, little boat. What's up? Manning could never beat Brady for years. Many thought Brady was a game manager till he racked up rings on all his fingers.
There's no such, dude. Every single coordinator, they boutique an offense to the skill set of their quarterback. Didn't you not see Kellen Moore? Remember what I told Zander and all of you at the beginning of the year? If you thought Kellen Moore was going to come in here and put some offensive passing game together for that guy, you're out of your fucking mind. He never did that. So what did he do? He looked at the skill set in the huddle. He built an offense around the running back, not the quarterback. Do you understand? Do you really think that Howie Roseman went out in the offseason and signed and gave money to a guy so he would be the centerpiece of your offensive football team? That is so not what it was meant to be. This thing has been flipped inside out. So Kellen was smart to do this. We're going to limit the touches of the quarterback. We're going to give this horse until this horse comes up lame. We're going to ride this sucker all the way until New Orleans and let it roll the way it is. That's who you are right now, bro. You are not offense. You are a smash mouth football team. And get this, to your credit, no one has stopped you. And you hate yourselves.
I don't hate myself. I love it.
But the Eagle fans don't want to hear this, that the quarterback is not the centerpiece.
I like beating the shit out of teams.
Get this. They don't like the fact that you know what? A lot of the fans in here are like, AJ, I'm going to take my bat and ball as Sileo does and give Hurts the credit.
It's just classic centerpiece. Why can't we just acknowledge that they're winning this year? Instead, you have to be like, well, then maybe we should trade AJ. Well, maybe we should get rid of AJ. Fuck no, I'm not getting rid of AJ Brown.
Why? They did last week.
Fuck you, Sills. I'm not letting you put me in that corner. No way. No way.
You see what Zander did? He gave me an open where he goes like this. You can tell me to go fuck myself. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I did give you that. All right, let's keep rolling these supers. By the way, you're right, Big Fish. Gabe Santos. I believe the threat of A.J. Smith and Goddard makes Saquon that much better. They're also talented. Teams have trouble scheming against 4 all-stars. One of these players is down to have a game. I agree.
Yep. That's Gabe. That's a good look.
Actually, Gabe.
So wait a minute, Gabe. This is how I'll retort. Let's see, 35, 25. Hold on, folks. 60.
This is why I didn't say this, Gabe.
Wait a minute. Hey, Gabe.
I knew this was coming, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe, $75 million in decoys. Oh, wait, you got to add the $10 million to say $85 million in $75 million in decoys for Saquon to have a good year. Congratulations to him. Well paid.
It works.
$75 million in decoys.
Yeah, but it works. So, I mean, if you win the Super Bowl, who the hell cares?
It works. Absolutely.
That was the best decoy I ever bought. You might pay double. If you get a ring on your finger, you might be willing to pay double for that fucking decoy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And then guess what? You can have Goddard, AJ, and Smitty all reading books on the sidelines.
Yes, it's a book club.
It's like a book. It's like the book of the month club.
It's a Super Bowl champion book club. It's incredible. I mean,
Eagle fans, guess what? AJ just started. Pretty soon you're going to have the book of the month club where they're all going to be sitting on the sidelines reading books.
With the Super Bowl trophy in the middle, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about Jalen? Well, he's not a
bone to bonehead. I was a little surprised how Sills opened the show about Hurts.
What did I say?
What do you mean, bonehead?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I mean, Hurts, Jalen doesn't have to do anything like Darnold did. Darnold showed you that if you don't play well, your team sucks. Jalen can go into a game, flop around a little bit, make a couple plays, and go home. It's over. Ew. Ow! That is such a good Eagle team. Your Eagles are so good, your quarterback doesn't have to be good.
I better never hear you criticize. You might need to send Howie Roseman a text like, "Hey, man, I was wrong about you. You have done a sensational job."
I agree with John.
Your quarterback sucks, and you can still go to the Super Bowl. I mean, is that what you're going to say to him?
No. I'm going to say this. You got so lucky the way that this thing fell because you didn't build this team the way you wanted it to win. John's right. This guy built the team completely differently than the way he wanted it to look. And all of a sudden, Barkley takes the team over. That's why everybody's moaning and bitching about sandboxes right now.
Wait,
I'm going to take my way and go over here and chill here with my sandbox. You're 15-3. What are you bitching about, AJ Owens? Well.
AJ Owens, Sileo have a lot in common, don't they? Same fucking thing I can say to you. We're 15-3. What the fuck are you bitching about? Oh, my goodness. Bonehead said, Sil says something about giving Hurts a mulligan.
Oh, yeah. You guys going to give Hurts a mulligan? Sure, why not? Fuck, give him another one. Coordinator sucks, rust. Give him a mulligan. Hell, shit, why not?
And he followed up, and the reason why Hurts isn't passing as much is because that's what's asked of him.
Okay. So you $50 million quarterback, you're not asking him to be good. Great, you're asking him to be good. Okay. Yeah. Dual threat.
Oh, my God.
Threat. You can't throw it.
Let it end. Please, Eagles, win the Super Bowl.
Oh, my God, I know.
Herman, thank you for saying it, Sills. We play the Rams this week. Focus up one game at a time. No, Herman. That's for the Eagles to do. Okay, I'm going to sit here and talk about every scenario and every team and everything that comes to mind with this football team because I don't have to be prisoner of the moment like the team does. That's for the team. The team must focus on the task at hand. I can talk about anything. If they get beat, it ain't going to be my fault. All right?
Sorry, what'd you say? I was reading War and Peace. What?
Oh.
Sorry. I was just because
I need you to block.
Hold on. You don't have to.
I need you to block.
You don't.
Wait, I need you to set up a show so John can talk to the people.
I forgot I had to filibuster on my postgame show.
Oh my God! Wait, you didn't get my analogy.
I have to filibuster. I have to filibuster just to fucking talk on the postgame show.
You didn't get my analogy, you jackass.
Really? Thanks a lot. Hey, watch this, Zander. Really?
I
need to take that picture. You need to take that picture of.
I'm giving it away soon.
What's that?
I'm giving it away in a couple of weeks when I get my new JAKIB Sports neon sign for back there.
What's that? Ty Detmer?
Who that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the greatness. That right there is the greatness of Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
One of the winningest quarterbacks in Eagles franchise history.
That's right, winning it not because of him.
You know what that is up there? That's a winner's stadium right there.
That is a winner's stadium.
That's a winner stadium.
That is
Let's
a
hope
winner.
they can make the Link a winner stadium because right now the Link is not.
Okay, that is a winner stadium. Absolutely.
All right, here we go. M. Reyes, Dan Sileo, too crazy to live, too rare to die.
M. Reyes, thank you, dude.
Thanks, M. Reyes. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Uh-oh, here we go. Brian Pumper. Not feeling good about this week, fellas. They have future Hall of Famer Matt Stafford while we have Tamagotchi Hurts. Sad times. What is Tamagotchi?
Oh, my God.
What is Tamagotchi?
I think we have fucking soy sauce or something like that.
Pump, what is Tamagotchi? You use this on Birds 365. I don't know what the hell it is.
Sad times. Oh my God. I think we have General Tso, or the stuff you get from the Chinese place when you order Chinese food. General Tso's chicken. Hey, General Tso's chicken.
Wait,
come on, Red Bottom.
This is bullshit because look at these people. You're young. You're young. John McMullen looked at him and said, "What the fuck is Tamagotchi?" John McMullen's 60. What are you talking about?
Tamagotchi. Go ahead, Paul.
No, look, Celia doesn't know either. Guy's got no idea. He's acting like it's hot sauce. It's not hot sauce.
It's not?
No.
I thought it was.
This guy says it's a watch with a digital pet. What the fuck is that?
Tamagotchi. I think it is a watch. I think it's like a Chinese watch.
Tamagotchi digital pets. Let's pull them up.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a digital pet watch. It's like a pet rock.
Yo, Pump, fuck out of here.
It's a Chinese digital toy.
Fuck out of here with that, Pump.
Oh my God. Can you imagine talking like this?
Look, Buckholder, McMullen is too old and you're too young. Yeah, right. Perfect scenario, right, Buckholder? I mean, come on with that shit. Here we go. Philly Dogs. If you know Kellen is the problem, stop blaming one when the route trees suck.
Hey, Philly. They're 15-3 with Kellen Moore calling plays, too. He gets the credit, too. If Jalen Hurts is all he does is win, he gets the credit, too, for being 15-3 and realizing your quarterback stinks. That's what this is. Oh, no. Really? Jalen's the reason. Kellen's the reason Jalen's not playing well. You're 15-3 because the coordinator wins. The difference between Kellen Moore and Brian Johnson, what's the difference? Kellen wins.
Sileo, wait, if I asked you to pick one person without looking, all right? So look at me, don't look at the chat. If I asked you to pick one person that you thought would go to war for Tamagotchi, who would you pick?
Stu.
One more pick.
Twiz.
Oh, M. Reyes says it's a digital pet, you assholes, and they were amazing.
They were amazing. It's just like your quarterback. He's out of fashion. Must have went out of business, right? Oh, that guy.
Sileo thought it was hot sauce.
Hurts is like a Tamagotchi watch. It doesn't exist anymore, and it's out of fashion. Nicely done, Pump.
Sileo thought it was hot sauce.
Hey, Pump, it only took us 5 minutes to figure the fucking reference out and the metaphor out, but hey, nicely done, dog. There's no pet rock and there's no Tamagotchi watches anymore.
A lot longer. He sent a super chat about that on this morning's show. All right, here we go. Let's keep moving.
Hurts is like a Tamagotchi watch. It's out of fashion.
Rick again. Rick, what's up, bro? Thanks again. Is it Moore's elementary passing concepts or is it Hurts' inabilities? Both? Is there an OC who can maximize Hurts enough to win it all? Rick, hang tight in your seat, brother. Buckle in. We're about to go to the NFC title game with a win this weekend. What the fuck are you? You're talking like it's August. You're talking like we're preparing for the draft, like we're the Cowboys on the couch.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this, Zander. If Kellen Moore delivers a Super Bowl with that passing game, he is the perfect coordinator for the Eagles, right?
Maybe.
Oh, another fence post. What do you mean maybe? What the fuck are you talking about? Another fence post seat. Give me a break, man. This guy's sitting on the fence post. Maybe? Since when is maybe part of sports talk? Fucking maybe? Holy shit. You ripped me last week for saying something like that. You went, that's the worst take I've ever heard you say. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, maybe? Anytime I hear maybe, I'm like, are you fucking kidding?
Dude, I don't give a shit about Kellen Moore. If you want to replace him, who gives a fuck?
If you win a Super Bowl with this guy delivering it as the coordinator, he was the right guy because you know why? He figured out Hurts. He can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna help
Steichen
him.
looked better with Hurts.
What?
Yeah, but I've seen better.
Where? He hadn't won a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah, but Shane had him playing better.
Okay, but if they win a Super Bowl and you had Shane playing him better, but they didn't win.
Well, they didn't have as good of a running back.
Oh.
Or as good of a defense.
Okay.
Football is a team game, Sileo.
And they're number 5 in total offense.
Man, I'm not conceding to your bullshit and telling you that Kellen Moore is the
I
greatest
see. So
coordinator
you
ever.
give Hurts credit for winning, but not the coordinator either.
No, give me Frank Reich. How about that? Yeah, baby. How's that for fence riding? No. The answer is no. All right? Give me Frank.
And oh my God. Can you imagine if I had Frank in the building? They would have him.
You should get Frank on the show is what you should do.
I'll text him.
You think Frank would come on right now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll work on Frank.
M. Reyes just emailed me, and he sent me a email because email's the trend today, okay? Because, I don't know, somebody was in the chat fighting with somebody else. He's sending me emails. I don't know. He's crying in my emails. Sent me like 10 emails. So M. Reyes' complaint. You want me to read it to you?
Yeah, please.
Sills hates Jalen Hurts, and this makes me depressed. Gigapets were awesome, and both you and Sills had the wrong opinion on 90s tech. Thanks for your time. M. Reyes, Esquire.
Hey, Reyes, you got an issue? You got an issue, bitch? You want something here for me? Here's a tissue. You got an issue? Here's a tissue. Fucking crying the way you cry. Are you fucking kidding me?
John says, look at John. He says, why is it they asked him to not throw as much? Ask yourselves that question. Let's see the responses.
They asked him because they don't want him to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, John, that's self-explanatory. What does that prove?
No turnovers resulted in more wins. They went on a 10-game win streak after that. It proves your quarterback, well, do this, do that. Don't do it anymore. How you doing? Jalen Hurts has to do 3 things in a game. You know what he has to do? He has to take the tickets, mop the floors, and close the lights off when the building's over.
Gary Hartfield says Dan Pilio is killing it today. What does that mean? Is that like you're red pilling people?
Ah. Oh, man.
Dan Sileo is not red pilling shit. In fact, he's about to eat crow all the way to the Super Bowl. And say, oh, my God. Look at it. He moved the goalpost so much, he couldn't even admit it to it. I'll at least admit it to you that I've moved the goalpost on Jalen Hurts. You won't admit it that you've admitted on the shows this week this team could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, with the way the quarterback is playing, yeah. Don't ask him to do anything.
Earlier in the year, you couldn't. You said you needed to get the passing game going.
Because on January 14th, wait a minute. I also said this. I don't believe in my heart that you really are going to do it, but I think you can do it with the football team right now, the way they're playing. If the quarterback doesn't turn the ball over, there's a great shot you can win this. But I do not believe that quarterback is going to deliver the goods at the end of the day. I do think because you know why? No one has stopped it yet. Xander, reality on January 14th.
What do you think is going to happen? He's going to fumble a handoff?
No, I think there's going to get to a point where something's going to go into a game where he's going to be called on and he won't get it done. I mean, 135 yards averaging.
We will see.
135 yards passing he averages in his win.
You know what they say. We'll see what happens.
135 yards a game, this guy.
Here we go. Josh
Oh
Herman.
my God.
Zander, everyone in the chat knows it but you. Good, Josh. Who gives a shit? Tamagotchis, whatever the hell you're talking about. Tony Allen, my guy Jahan Dotson is going to dominate Sunday. Woo!
Oh my God. He did have a nice catch in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it only took Hurts 44 seconds to get the ball to him.
And only 19 weeks to find him.
And only took him 44. No, forget that. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said it took him 44 years to get open. It took him 19 weeks to get open. Congratulations, Jahan. John says, get this, Tannehill threw for 33 touchdowns and 3,700 yards. Meanwhile, Mr. 2903 had a 2,000-yard back as well. Scary. He's below average. He stinks. Get over it.
You want to hear something, though? Think about this. Just to show you what a running back can do for you. Derrick Henry was so dominant in Tennessee, he got Ryan Tannehill a $100 million contract. Okay? He got him a $100 million contract.
What GM signed that deal? They should be fired. I'm sure they were.
You remember that?
Was that the guy who traded AJ too? What a bad GM. Is that the same dude, John Robinson?
Yeah, that's just that. What was his name? Peterson? Something like that?
No, Robinson. Holy crap. What an all-time bad GM.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
By the way, they did go to an AFC championship game.
Here we go. WCBJJ. Only thing I'll ever ask of Jacob is if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, have Sills on postgame show 15 Coronas deep. It'll be your greatest show ever. Not happening, BJJ.
Hey,
no way.
How do you know I'm not 15 Coronas deep on my post?
That's a good question.
No, I can't do that because I don't function.
We'll be like 48 minutes into that show, and I'll get a text. 52 minutes left until I can have a Corona. You better get me off in time. I'm like, sit down and shut up.
He's not. I fucking don't talk like a fucking dork. What do you think? I'm Reyes?
Tamagotchi Reyes. Tamagotchi Reyes.
Tamagotchi Reyes. Only he would know about one of those stupid ass toys. What do you use it on, M. Reyes? A seance? What do you do? Hypnotize your chicks? Look at the watch. Look at the Japanese watch.
Dude, I don't care about those things, all right?
Holy fuck.
I find it funny that Pumper keeps calling Jalen that, though.
Tamagotchi outdated watch. I'm Chinese.
So I was telling the people this morning, Sills, on the Zander on Zander time, all right, which is my little segment after Birds 365 where I give away a bunch of shit.
I like that, actually.
I was telling the people on Birds 365, it seems there's a lot of people that like ganja, okay, or weed in our chat. So I was joking with them, maybe Jacob should go into the business and make an edible called Sileoized.
Yeah. Hey, do you know Joe Montana's in it?
And you take the edible and you start realizing that
it sucks. Wait a minute. You're bringing a little gummy bear and you're eating a gummy bear and you're like, Sileo's right.
Yeah.
It hurts, sucks.
We got to get this made. Jack Straw, where are you, my friend? I think Jack Straw's in the weed business or something of that sort.
Dude, that's
maybe we can make that happen. Make a Sileoized edible.
Hey, before you go, I got two things I want to throw at you.
All right,
you got time? All right, here, check this out.
I got time.
I have ranked the divisional Big Sills power teams.
Yes, I'm doing this too with you. Go ahead.
Okay. Then the divisional power rankings for the quarterbacks.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay. Here is the Big Sills divisional round power rankings as we move in to the games this week. Okay, here we go. At number 8, sorry, James Jones, the Washington Commanders come in at number 8.
Really?
Yes.
I think
number
they're playing
7,
good.
the Houston Texans come in at number 7. At number 6 in the Big Sills Divisional Round Power Rankings, I've got the Los Angeles Rams at number 6. This may shock you. At number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens at number 5. At number 4, from the city of brotherly love,
That is bullshit.
Philadelphia Eagles come in.
That is fucking horseshit.
Number 4.
That is horseshit.
Number 3, guy with one of the greatest talents we have ever seen at the quarterback position. From Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills at number 3. At number 2, the Detroit Lions at number 2. At number 1, going for a three-peat and his 4th Super Bowl in 6 years, Patrick, Kansas City Chiefs, Mahomes. So here we are. 8 is Washington, 7 Houston, 6 Rams, 5 Baltimore, 4 Philly, 3 Buffalo, 2 Detroit, and 1 Kansas City.
That's shit.
All right, let me
All
hear
right, I got
this.
mine. You
All right, let
ready?
me see this thing.
Are you ready for the
I
greatest?
am ready.
Are you ready for the greatest power ranking of the divisional teams you'll ever hear?
I am ready.
At number 8, the soon to be eliminated Los Angeles Rams at number 8. At number 7, the also soon to be eliminated Houston Texans. At number 6, the Washington Communist at number 6. At number 5, Baltimore Ravens. We are 3, 2, 1. Look, Lamar Jackson has returned to his playoff form. He might be there on the pumpkin list soon. Number 4, the Josh Allen led and Josh Allen solely led Buffalo Bills. At number 3,
Who?
the Philadelphia Eagles. I almost went Lions. All right. I'm going Eagles 3. I still think the Lions have a slight edge. All right. I like us in the game, but I still think they have a little edge right now. We'll see how they go against the Commanders. Number 2, Detroit Lions. Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. So read that thing. Okay. So you got it now. Okay. All right. You got that list. Okay. I like that. All right. Now, the 2025 divisional round rankings for quarterbacks that are left in the playoffs.
Let's go, baby. Here we go.
At number 8, from the city of brotherly love, Mr. 101,
What?
Jalen Hurts.
That is
At
bullshit.
8. He had, of all quarterbacks that won, the worst weekend of any quarterback in the wild card round. Number 7, C.J. Stroud, Houston Texans.
You're an asshole.
Number 6, from the Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels. Number 5, Jared Goff. Number 4, Matthew Stafford. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Hey, you numbnuts. I said the quarterbacks that won in the wild card weekend, he had the worst weekend. How you doing? Number 3, Lamar Jackson Ravens. Number 2, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. And at number 1, the man going for a three-peat, that would be Patrick Mahomes. So here we go. 8, Tyrod Hurts at number 8. Number 7, C.J. Stroud. Number 6.
Oh, I didn't know Tyrod Hurts was
Jaden Daniels.
I didn't know Tyrod Hurts went to 2 Super Bowls. For fuck's sake.
Hold on. I said the guys who had the best opening round of the best playoffs. Right now, the quarterbacks remaining from this year's playoff, ranking them on what they did in their wild card weekend. That's all we're saying here. Don't get so butthurt over your boy. You sound like the guys on IP sitting there crying all day.
This is a very hard list to make as an Eagles fan. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, if Hurts ain't 8, there's something wrong with people. 8 is Hurts. He had the worst weekend of any winning quarterback. Stroud 7. What a great list. Jaden Daniels 6. Golf 5. Talk about Sileo setting the table. Stafford 4. Lamar 3. Josh Allen 2. And Patrick Mahomes 1.
Is this best raw quarterbacks, or is this quarterbacks?
No, this is the quarterbacks who had the best first week and that are left in the playoffs.
Best first week is a different thing.
I said that. I said quarterbacks remaining that won on the winning week and the quarterbacks that are left in the playoffs.
All right. How about this? I like what Emmanuel asked.
He's going to move the goalpost so it can move the Hurts up the list. Because he can't do it. See, look at this. He can't do it. He can't do the quarterbacks that are left from the opening round that are left in the divisional round now. He can't put Hurts last. He won't do it. Look at him. He can't do it. You can't do it as an Eagle fan. You can't do it.
Yo, somebody that's a Jalenite, can you help me? Where are you putting them?
Yeah, really. What quarterback this past weekend did he outplay?
I'm putting him above Stroud for sure.
Stroud was sensational.
I don't give a shit what he was.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do my list of quarterbacks I trust the most. That's what I chose.
Oh, holy shit. You talk about phones. Hey, this guy right here is going to need a proctologist after this segment, because I'll tell you, I've seen more fence sitting this time than holy shit, man. You better get a sponsor that's a proctologist for you, because you're getting hurt here, boss.
You got to be fucking kidding me. All right, I'll stick to my guns. All right. I'm not going I trust the most, because if I put trust the most, Hurts would be number 2. Okay. Behind Mahomes. All right. Number 8, CJ Stroud. Goodbye, CJ. I do not believe in you right now. Number 7, Jaden Daniels.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jaden Daniels was a star against the team that beat the Dorn.
He hasn't proven shit.
Hey, James, this guy Jaden Daniels beat the doorknobs off the Bucs.
He hasn't proven shit.
Hold on, get this. And that's the guy who not only beat the Eagles, but he beat a team that beat the Eagles, and you got him behind her. Oh, my God.
He hasn't proven nothing to me.
Oh, my God.
Eddie, you're about to really lose your mind.
He can win 13 games.
You're about to really lose your mind, all right?
Oh, God, I can't wait to see this one.
Number 6, because I simply do not believe he is a threat in the postseason.
Oh, my God, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
I can't do it.
You better give another fucking hat away tomorrow if you do what I think you're going to do.
No, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Number 6. Give me. Fuck, this is a tough list.
He can't do it.
I can't.
He can't do it. He can't do it. He can't fucking do it. Look at this.
Holy I can't fucking do it. All right, I'm gonna have to do it. See, if I do this how I want to do it, I don't trust him, though. So how can I put him higher?
What quarterback that is left in the divisional round after the opening weekend and wild card weekend has your opinion?
Nobody judges quarterbacks off one game. Get out of here with that bullshit.
No, they're judging them off of one postseason here. What this guy does right now, we're going to judge Sam Darnold off of one postseason. We're going to judge what they're doing right now. What quarterback that's left in the playoffs do you think, and how you rank them right now and how they've played so far and who they are? Tell me what your ranking is. Hurts 8 for me, Stroud 7, Daniel 6, Goff 5, Stafford 4, Lamar 3, Allen 2, Mahomes 1. And that is the right order. You know it. This guy wants to put Hurts 2.
Fuck that. The same reason you tell me Sean McVay is the greatest coach in the world. Jalen Hurts is about to do the same thing.
I said John says he sucks, and I don't think a guy winning 4 division titles and 2 conference championships in a Super Bowl blows.
I had Daniels at number 7. Number 6.
I went for 262 and 80 yards rushing, and you got Hurts right ahead of him. Come on, dog. Oh, your dad's got to get a proctologist fucking sponsor, man, because you need help. You need an enema, dude.
Dude, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, he don't want to do the list now. He's like, fuck the list.
Well, I can't put Stafford low. I can't put Mahomes or Allen low. I can't really put Jared Goff low, if I'm being honest to myself.
Can't put Jackson either.
What do you mean? Lamar Jackson's done shit in the postseason.
I'm not talking about the postseason. I'm talking about the opening round of this year's playoffs.
I'm doing it. Number 6, I'm going Lamar Jackson, and he'll be sitting on his couch. 5, I'm going Jared Goff. I don't yet believe in him.
Jared
I don't believe in him in the postseason.
More accomplished than Hurts.
Number 4, I'm going Matthew Stafford. Number 3, I'm going Jalen Hurts. Number God. 2, I'm going Josh Allen, and 1, I'm going Mahomes.
This guy had 130 yards passing, and he fucking gave him number 2. So you think he had the 3rd best performance of any quarterback for opening on the wild card weekend?
What is this? We judging one game? What the fuck is that?
I asked the question of who out of the wild card weekend are the
number 8. CJ Stroud. Number 7, Jaden Daniels. Number 6, Lamar Jackson. Number 5, Jared Goff. Number 4, Matthew Stafford. Number 3, Jalen Hurts. Number 2, Josh Allen. And 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, man. He can't do it, man. He just can't do it. He can't. Hey, look at him. Look at his face. He knows it's full of shit. Look at him.
I'm not full of nothing.
Hey, no, you're right.
Me to rank guys.
He had the 3rd best performance.
You're asking me to rank guys I trust less above a guy I trust.
No, I didn't ask that question. I didn't ask about trust. I asked you with the remaining quarterbacks that are left after the opening round wild card weekend, how would you rank the top 7 or 8 quarterbacks? And you put him 3rd?
Shepard. This ain't a relationship. It's a performance set. All right, if you want me to go just off last week, sure, I'll put Jalen at 8 just because the other guys had to do more. But we have a better team, so it doesn't say anything about the quarterback.
Okay.
It says nothing to me about the quarterback.
Damn right. Quarterback doesn't have to do anything. Now, why don't you just...
How'd you have Mahomes 1? He didn't even play.
Why don't you just admit it's a loaded question? Hey, by the way, I got the same fucking cup you do.
No, you don't. That's like the Temu version.
All right, Junior. Jesus Christ. Do you see what we had to do here? I had to.
Hey, who do you trust? What's your trust? 1, Mahomes. 2, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, no, okay.
3, Josh Allen. 4, Jared Goff. 5, Jaden Daniels. 6, Lamar Jackson. No, 5 is Stafford. 6, Lamar Jackson. 7, Jaden. The same list for me.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, here.
Except Hurts is 2.
No, it's pretty much the same list for me too, because I don't trust Jalen Hurts because you know why? He doesn't do anything. So if a guy doesn't have to do anything, he doesn't have to win. He doesn't have to do anything. Just don't turn the ball over. So I'm going to put him 8.
Look at Sendit. Sendit says Xander's just being fake now. Hurts is the worst QB.
No, he's not.
He's not really close. You know what? Send it. You're probably right. But I'm riding with my guy right now, and I believe that he's about to lead us to a Super Bowl. So I don't really give a fuck. All right? I don't really care about talent. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about any of that bullshit. I care about winning football games for the Philadelphia Eagles. And that guy over my shoulder has led us to quite a few of those wins. Send it.
He led you?
Go back out on your boat and catch some
guy. Hey, he's led you? Okay. Hey, like last week, he didn't lead you anywhere. You know what he led you? He led you to a guy reading a book on the sidelines. War and Peace.
He led us to a double-digit playoff win.
Because of him? I don't think so. I think it's the guy who got
the ball. Who's the guy that touches the ball every play on offense?
The center. Fucking center.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I need to go. All right? I need to go. Man. This is ridiculous.
Oh, my God. I've never seen a guy that – hey, I would really like to be able to just – can I tell you – I'm going to give you one last thing here to think about. Do you know my opinion of Hurts is like Big Sills is afforded 4 hours on the great JAKIB airwaves, right? Jalen Hurts would be like doing a 4-hour show, not saying anything. It'd be this.
No, it's actually not. You'd be asking me to bring up topics for you maybe or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because I need a coordinator. Yeah, that's right. Sills, how you feeling? Okay.
I'm going to keep the main thing. Thank you, D-Mac. Or no, who was that? That wasn't D-Mac. I love you too, D-Mac, though. That was Skills Bleed Green 2-2.
Here, one last one here. We'll get out of here. So Jalen Hurts is more like Nick than we thought. They both don't have to do anything. They're both yes men. Hey, you want to pay me $50 million? I'll tell you what, man. I'll have sex with a snake. You want to pay me $50 million?
Why'd you got to go there? Why'd you got to go there?
I'll do anything for $50 million. Trust me. There's nothing there is really.
Why sex with a snake though? Where did that come from?
I could have thought of. I would wear red bottom shoes, Sue.
Oh, Takeem, don't go there, please. Don't go there. Don't get us in trouble.
Let me get out. I can't wait to hear Jay Gruden. Jay hired Sean, and get this, dude. You want to hear a real cool story before you go? He was a ball boy for John Gruden, and this guy used to run around just picking up footballs. Then I think they gave him a quality control job when John was the head coach of the Buccaneers. And his grandfather was part of the system that built the 49er dynasty back in the day with Montana and all them guys. And actually, my uncle hired John McVay to be the head coach of the New York Giants. So we've got this relationship. I love the Gruden family, and we go back a long way. Jay and I have been friends for over 25 years. So they spotted this guy. He wanted to get into the business. And it really was the Grudens that got him the head coaching job with the Rams. Because get this, Zander, Stan Kroenke offered the job first to John when they moved it to L.A. John was still in the Monday night booth. And he said, why don't you hire a guy off my brother's staff, Sean McVay? Sean interviewed, I think he was 32 when he interviewed for that job, for the head coaching job. Kroenke gave it to him under the guidance of John Gruden and Jay Gruden. And they gave him the job, and that's how he got the job. It's the Rams. Pretty good. The Grudens got him that job.
That's pretty good story. I'm sure you're going to talk about that with him.
Yeah, absolutely. It was those guys. So when Jay comes on, he'll tell you, man, it was those two guys. John was offered the job. And
I got a question for you.
Sure.
If I paid you $50 million, would you proclaim Jalen Hurts as the best quarterback in the NFL?
Are you kidding me? I'd be a chauffeur. I would tell him I would tell him every day how great I thought he was. I'd lie to that fucker every day, man. Hey, hey, don't worry about it. 128 yards, 101, 101 yards. You're an elite quarterback, man. I tell that guy everything you guys want me to say.
How many?
Here's a $50 million segment. Jalen Hurts, I'll tell you what, you guys just don't understand. When a guy throws for 98 yards and a half or 39 yards and a half, he's really leading you and you don't realize it. I'll tell you, I can tell you more lies for $50 million. I'll reinvent Big Sills.
All right, how many super chats do we need to pay Sileo $50 million?
Just wait and see if they win the Super Bowl.
We might clear it. We might clear it with the people who want. You might have to do a 6-hour show, dude, if they win the Super Bowl.
Wait. Here, let me tell you something. If you guys close the deal and you win, man, I'll tell you what, man.
Dude, if we win, I'm going to be live all day on the channel.
Hey,
I will not be off. I will go live all day for like 3 months straight. I don't care.
I should be out there doing a show in Philly.
Yeah,
if they win it.
We'll get a remote set up.
Hey, oh my God, can you imagine everyone coming down and sitting down next to me? You motherfucker! I fucking told you.
You might want to be. You might look like that woman in the stands who got berated by that guy.
What a dick! I mean, look, man, that's not Philly fan.
No, I tweeted that out. What a stupid fucking take. People, it's Philly people. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
No, it's not.
You put 70,000 people with unlimited booze.
No shit. You're going to get 10 dicks in the building, no doubt.
Yeah, Bob, I'll be live all day. If we win a Super Bowl, we'll see Big Z turn this bitch up to temperatures never before seen.
With a list like that last list would have Hurts at 3.
What I might do is let me plant this seed now. What I might ask of JAKIB Nation is if we win a bowl, I need all of JAKIB Nation to send me footage from the parade so I can make a collage video that can live in infamy. And I'll send them something for the video they get me. I won't obviously ask them to do it for nothing. But I'll send them maybe a JAKIB merch or something or give them something. That would be pretty sick, wouldn't it? To get everybody's footage from the parade from different angles, from different perspectives. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. Xander, all right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Great segment today.
Great segment, man. A lot of fun today.
We had a great time. By the way,
quarterback ranking by you was bullshit.
You went right down the loaded question fucking list. Easy now. Hey, by the way, do me a favor, man. Have that proctologist check you out today.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually going to send him your way because you need that and a lot of other things out there. All right.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
All right, bro. I love you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Absolutely, man. That's my
Thanks, everyone.
You got it, man. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. All good. Guys, great stuff as always. And we're going to get Jay Gruden on here at the bottom of the hour. Do me a favor, guys. Our great friends at BetUS. We've teamed up with our friends at BetUS this football season. And hopefully you've taken advantage of the YouTube 150. That's right. You're able to get 150% of your sign-up bonus all the way to 2K. Your second and third are 125%. Crypto's 200%, by the way. It is the home of Michael Vick. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business, 24/7 personalized service, absolutely each and every single day, 365 days of the year, live wagering on all major games. And if you want a private account executive, they will set that up for you. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. And do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Ignite your